If you're looking for a gaming monitor but can't decide which one to get, you're in the right place. Because in this video, we'll take a look at 5 monitors that I recommend, starting from the cheapest and ending in the most expensive, yet the best among the others. Let's not waste any more time, let's get started. Beginning with the cheapest monitor on the list, it's only under $100, but if you take a look at the price history, it might often fluctuate in price. If it does, I recommend you to wait for it to go under $100. This is the Scepter 27-inch gaming monitor with a model name E275W-FW100T. This is a 27-inch monitor that uses a VA panel, and it features a refresh rate of 100 Hz and a minimum response time of 1 millisecond with a true average of around 5 milliseconds. It has a screen resolution of 1920 by 1080 or 1080p, and it has a brightness of 250 nits, typical for a monitor of this price. Of course, you should know that VA panels are inferior to most other panels when it comes to response times, so this should be normal, especially at this price range. One advantage, however, is that VA panels typically have very good contrast ratio. The high refresh rate of 100 Hz makes gameplay much smoother than a standard 60 Hz display. AMD FreeSync Premium support also helps reduce screen tearing for a better gaming experience. For color accuracy, this monitor covers about 99% of the sRGB color space. This is good for gaming and regular use, as sRGB is the standard for most other monitors. For professional workloads and tasks, you might need a better, more expensive monitor, but this one comes with built-in speakers, but for the most part, the average user will likely use a headset or external speakers. Overall, if you're looking for an affordable gaming monitor with relatively great performance for gaming, the Scepter monitor is a solid budget monitor. This is also great if you plan to have a multi-monitor setup. The low price makes it feasible or easier to buy multiple ones without spending too much. I think it's a better option than to have a single, really expensive monitor. Now let's move on to number 4. We have the LG 32GS60QC-B Ultra Gear. This is a 32-inch curved gaming monitor priced at $249 currently. For this monitor, the refresh rate is much better and the screen is curved. We'll talk about the curved aspect in a little bit. But wait, we should take a look at the price history. We can see that in the past 3 months, it has slipped down in price, reaching only $199. I recommend this monitor, but if you want a cheaper price on this, you need to wait a little longer for it to dip down in price. Moving on, this monitor has a 2560 by 1440 resolution with a refresh rate of 180 Hz and a minimum response time of 1 millisecond. The monitor makes use of a VA panel, and that's because of its curved nature. The curvature of the monitor is at a 1000 millimeter radius. Games will feel more immersive, and the monitor does this by wrapping the screen around your field of view. The high resolution provides greater picture quality and clarity. The high refresh rate provides very smooth motion for gaming, assuming that your high-end gaming PC can handle it. The response times are also decent for gaming, but remember, this is a VA panel. Nevertheless, this is reasonable for the usual price range of the monitor. This monitor is advertised as capable of HDR10, but is it true? Well, this monitor only has a brightness of 300 nits, but you would need a minimum of 500 to 600 nits to display HDR properly. In my opinion, this monitor cannot do HDR properly. Again, this is normal for the price range, but when it comes to color accuracy, the LG Ultra Gear has a 99% sRGB color space, which makes it ideal for gaming and general use, but not for professional tasks. If you prefer curved monitors, then this monitor should take care of your needs while still being affordable. As for the third price range, $599. However, if you take a look at the price history, we can see that the monitor goes on sale for $100 less at $499. My advice is to wait for the price to decrease, then it will be worth it. Without further ado, this is the AOC Agen Pro with a model name AG276DZD2. This monitor is a high-performing monitor. At a 27-inch size, this monitor features a 2560 by 1440 resolution, which is much higher than the standard 1080p monitors. It has a 240 Hz refresh rate, which is more than the usual 120 to 165 Hz monitors, and it has an incredibly low minimum response time of 0.03 milliseconds. The contrast ratio of this monitor is very good, achieving true blacks and bright highlights. How does this achieve this? The Aegon Pro uses an OLED panel, and it results in great picture quality and performance. Ghosting will not be an issue. The high refresh rate and low response time take care of that. When it comes to screen tearing, this monitor's AMD FreeSync support ensures a tear-free experience. Brightness will not be an issue either, as this monitor reaches a peak brightness of 1000 nits. This makes the monitor HDR capable. The monitor also covers 99% of the DCI-P3 color space. This is significantly better than 100% sRGB. Gaming and general use will, of course, be very good with this monitor. Professional workloads are also not a problem with this monitor, as it covers a range of colors which are needed for those uses or tasks. We're getting to the end of the video, so stick around for the final monitor, but while we're at it, let's talk about the number 2 monitor I recommend. The price range for this one varies, but the monitor is usually priced at around $650 or less. Currently, however, this monitor is priced at $749. I recommend waiting a bit for the price to drop. This is the LG UltraGear OLED gaming monitor with a model name LG27GS95QE. This is a 27-inch monitor with a screen resolution of 2560 by 1440, resulting in great picture quality, clarity, and detail. The monitor has a refresh rate of 240 Hz, which results in very smooth motion. Of course, typical for an OLED panel, it has a minimum response time of 0.03 milliseconds and great contrast ratio. As expected, ghosting will not be an issue. Unlike some OLED monitors, the LG OLED UltraGear comes with both AMD FreeSync Premium Pro and NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility, therefore eliminating screen tearing and resulting in a smoother gaming experience across the board. This monitor has a peak brightness of around 600 nits. This is not as high as the previous monitor, but it's enough to properly display HDR content if you prefer. The monitor also covers 99% of the DCI-P3 color space, which results in vivid and vibrant colors. This is great for gaming, and it's also ideal for professional workloads. What exactly makes this different from the Aegon Pro? For one, this monitor has support for both AMD FreeSync Premium Pro and NVIDIA G-Sync, as well as VISA Adaptive Sync display. For HDR, this monitor also supports display HDR 400 True Black, which results in better HDR performance. Finally, here we are at number 1. This is the gaming monitor that I would recommend if you want the best of the best, and you don't have any price limits. This monitor costs $999 right now. Let's take a quick look at the price history. Here we can see that this is the lowest price of the monitor, but it usually increases in price. This is the Asus ROG Swift 32-inch 4K OLED gaming monitor, specifically the PG32UCDM. This is a 32-inch 4K monitor with a very high screen resolution of 3840 by 2160. To put it simply, this is a 4K monitor, which means this monitor displays incredible picture quality, clarity, and detail. It also does so at a refresh rate of 240 Hz. Of course, the OLED panel of the screen means that the monitor outputs a very low minimum response time of 0.03 milliseconds and an average true response time of lower than 1 millisecond. Think like 0.5 milliseconds or something like that. Ghosting is therefore eliminated. One problem I have to address with OLED monitors is the risk of burn-in. What is burn-in? Well, basically it's a permanent mark on the screen when a pixel or pixels are displayed for far too long without them changing. As you know, high brightness equals high heat, and thus increasing the risk of burn-in for OLED panels. However, this monitor has a custom heatsink and cooling solution designed to reduce that risk. The OLED panel ensures perfect or true blacks and bright highlights. This monitor has a peak brightness of 1000 nits, which makes it more than capable of displaying HDR. The monitor also covers 99% of the DCI-P3 color space, resulting in great color reproduction. Regular use with this color space is very good, and professional workloads and tasks with this monitor will be excellent as well. Overall, I am most impressed with the Asus ROG Swift. It has everything I need for a gaming monitor: a high refresh rate and a low response time, great color accuracy, and a high screen resolution. I hope this video helps you in choosing a monitor. If you're interested in any of the monitors we've shown, you can click on the links in the description box below, or you may scan any of these QR codes and check them out on Amazon right now. This has been Marty, and I'll be seeing you on the next video. Cheers!